abiding by your rules and regulations, that they're predominantly working on site, that they book holidays through you. There's a range of things that would help the HMRC to prove that they're actually employees. So all of these things you would have to look at. There is a huge list, but all of those kind of things you need to have a look at before you decide whether they're self-employed, whether they're an hourly paid worker, a salaried worker, a 0-hour worker, a fixed-term worker. There's a range of contracts that you could utilise, annualised hours. There's a range that you have to determine depending upon what you're looking for from that individual, so you can get your book back. Exactly what type of contract you need to put them on.
Do you know what Allied Dunbar did? In fact, every insurance company, before the FSA turned up, it was Natter, or was it Kimber, or the one in between. So as you know, you go out, you sell an insurance policy, and then you get some commission.
Yeah.
Okay? Then they started putting out adverts. All our salespeople are salaried, so therefore you're likely to get the best in. It's
Right. It's a USP.
But yeah, the salary is zero.
Zero.
Okay, unless you sell something. All it is that some months the payslip is small, some months the payslip is big. So the ones who are no good, they're
That's
not
very
good.
naughty.
But it was legal, it was decent, it was honest, and it was truthful. It passed the ASA.
No, you should have reported them to trading standards.
Yeah.
Forget the FSA. FSL.
Well, I've done about that business anyway now.
Too late then.
Yeah.
Anything else? No? Well, thank you very much for your time. I hope it hasn't been too boring.
It's been really helpful.
It has been useful.
Yeah,
Good.
well, thank you very much.
Thanks
That's
for
good.
putting me in even greater shit.
But yeah, if I can be of any further assistance, contact details are there. I've got some business cards. I've got copies of the presentation. If anyone wants it, just ask me and I'll let you have a copy. There is some useful hints and tips as basic starters. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
As part of my journey here in networking, I do a lot of personal development, and at the last event, we encourage people to share ideas in a positive, positive environment, positive mental attitude, and kind of a book club theme. We have a few books at the back, and we asked one of the delegates the last event to borrow one of the books on the proviso that they do a quick book review. You probably remember, and I would like to invite one of the last guests, Chris, to come forward to give us a 5-10 minute quick book review, please. Thank you very much. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you very much. Let's see, many thanks. I'll sit on here. Okay. The book that I borrowed, it was at an event, probably not the last one that we had here, which was a LinkedIn training, but the event before. We had kind of a round table thing going on where we're all kind of swapping books and things like that. I've seen some familiar faces here, and they took books away as well. But I've had this on my desk for quite a period of time. It's called How People Tick. As a book, it's for me it's been very interesting because this interests me. I think any business owner needs to know how his suppliers, customers, staff, everybody, how they tick. I've got a few sort of things here that I found were particularly interesting that I thought I'd share with you. So rather than say review the whole book and say it's really good, go out and get it or borrow it, a couple of bits that I thought were particularly good about people that we might bump into either in business or that we might even find that we've got working for us. This book pigeonholes people into all sorts of stereotypes. I don't believe in stereotyping in any way, shape or form, but sometimes you actually pick up, yeah, you know what, he's that kind of character, she's this sort of character. So I've got a couple here, and it refers to you, not you, but anybody in different ways. We've got a number of things. We've got like loners, for example, people who might decide to do things their own way and not, sort of take advice from others. Insecure people, and how to work with them, not deal with them. How to understand what their challenges and their problems may be themselves for you to be able to identify, but also to improve your chances if you're trying to sort of sell to them. I know we don't like to do that. So the first thing I've got is here. First of all is disrespectful people. What it runs through, first of all, what ticks us off about these people. Well, first of all, they might make light of situations and shrug off their mistakes and responsibilities as if they don't really matter. They disregard us and our opinions and those people close to us. It feels so belittling, and how dare they be disrespectful? And also, it then runs into how these things can happen. First of all, they never seem to take anything seriously enough. Some demonstrate this with a gesture, like a dismissive wave of the hand, turning their back on us or answering their phone while we're talking to them. How many times have we been in meetings where the person in the room that we're talking to take a call from someone outside of the room who instantly you feel is more important than you are? Some people deliberately put others down in order to try and make themselves appear superior. It says here, see the chapter on bullies, but I won't go into all of that. But many people disrespect others unwittingly as they genuinely fail to understand the seriousness of the situation. One of my other favourites here is one called affectionately dumpers. We're all tempted to kind of do this. We all have responsibilities within our own sort of work lives, offices, or whatever it may be that we do. And dumpers may mistakenly believe they're people who delegate. There is a difference between delegating and dumping, and this one was very interesting. What ticks us off, first of all? Everyone agrees that delegating is an essential part of managing and leading, but too often the delegatee feels dumped upon. And more often than not, the delegator feels usually, quite rightly, that it would be quicker to do it themselves than a delegate. How many times has an employer thought, oh, I may as well do it myself because it would take them ages, or I've got to show them how to do it. And also an idea of how it can happen. The book says it's a real catch-22. If there's enough time for us to do a task, we'll tend to do it ourselves because we can, and because it's easier, quicker and safer to keep control of that task. If there's not enough time for us to do a task, we tend to end up just dumping it onto someone else. Whether or not we dress it up and call it delegating, or even an opportunity or a challenge. Why? Because there is simply not enough time to delegate the task properly. We end up by frustrating everyone else involved. So what can happen, and I guess I've done this, we probably all have, we're flying off to a networking event or something like this perhaps, and we've got to be out of the door, we're running a bit late, and you've got a hungry employee that needs something to do. So that you'll then say, oh, right, well, I'm just off, so you can do this, and you just literally dump it on them and you're off out the door. We all do that. For me, this particular book is well worth borrowing, so I'm going to put this back in the pile at the back of the room, so if anybody wants to take this away. The only thing is you've got to review this book and the other things that I haven't covered at another meeting. So, yeah, so Saf, thanks for letting me borrow the book. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just to remind everyone that this is a local forum, local networking forum for everyone here. We do extend it to others through the Facebook group. We extend it to everyone else in the UK. There are people in London who contribute to that. People who contribute on LinkedIn. We have a lot of material here. Over there on the desk over there, there's pamphlets, a couple on LinkedIn alone. Customer experience strategies. Help yourself to there's a variety of them over there. You can see that I put these board sheets on the wall to really bounce ideas with you. If there's anyone that you want to speak to in this room, come to me and I'll introduce you to them. Quite happy to, everyone in this room. If you're shy about that, happy to introduce you. And basically, thank you very much. I just want to end that there's a WhatsApp group as well that people are chatting to in real time. If you want me to pass me your mobile number, I'll add you to that group. People are constantly sharing ideas and passing information on any matter, all matters. They're not all from Birmingham. There are some people from down in London, up north in Manchester, but they're providing value. They're adding to the discussion, and I really appreciate it. Come to me. And happy to engage with you, work with you, every single one of you in this room, and put ideas on the walls, on the charts. If there's a particular topic that you want covered today or at the next event, let me know. I'll add it to the sheet. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh yeah, coffee and Natter. This is our back chat. This is our brand, our theme back chat.
Sorry, there's a piece of viewport that's just
been
open today.
Fresh.
Yeah, just come in. So if people can't fill this in, that would be appreciated. But
Brilliant.
we're
Thank
here for
you.
the rest of the day, so.
Thanks very much. Thank you. And yeah, please help yourself to some more coffee, drink, and I'm happy to chat to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I can't say to someone, they need it. Someone like me, a couple of months. It's not like I'm being like I know I'm to be honest, I'm mess. I don't know much about the show. Anyway, I used to know one. They don't do anymore. They're shocking these things. I can't do I don't believe it. Similar with me, it's like you want to release my expertise. You have to listen to myself, yeah. Listen, they're not very good. I'm recommending them. I'm building my brand. You know, so they can decide what they want to use. Sometimes it's better too. You know, you're paying the same money, one is a bit better. You're just gonna get right. You're gonna get right. And don't even. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do if I have Nobody knows. I've got more than outside. After all, Robbie, I lived in London when I came from back. I came back to the UK when I was 5 years old. And then we lived in London. I looked at that place. I used to roll the extra. So we live on the border of Scotland. We've been there for 15 years. don't know, maybe could you offer some
Miss anything?
even I landed involved in that library without even your how can you maybe just get yourself known on that the broadcast so people know me now you and I can do something to get the people to know us you can pick up some work I don't think the problem is there I don't know there is when we sit down here they call it prevention immigration behind they don't know where to go or they go to that it's hard to do it because they don't know that about the house it's only taking it off you just hard to do it whereas me I want to do it they don't do it maybe be tough you've got something to do maybe like even on a Saturday to be outside on the cold wall people do like this and if you want to do that you're up your room and people know it's a bit that's the right part and people know what that this is so such a legal yeah, all your life Addison Irish money any kind of good about I'm not really looking to do anything like gas it's pretty alright. Obviously, I feel like very